Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. As the wonderful intro alluded to, we're going to talk a little bit today about kind of where the space is at with wearables and where it's headed, and specifically smart textiles. So why wearables in the first place? I think there is a big connotation in the space right now that if you can track it, it's worth tracking. Data for data's sake is great, and just because we can put it on our body and collect information, we should do it. I think the space is really heading to a place of data for data's sake is out and answers are in. What can I do with this information? So the main benefit of answers is it has a positive impact on our daily life, right? It allows our lives to be easier. It allows us to make better choices. It allows us to make more informed choices. It has to inform what your past action drives your next decision. So if I just went for a run, for example, what does that mean for what I should do next? What protein drink should I have? What kind of stretching should I do? What type of weight routine should I do as a result? And it has to fit into form and fashion. So, you can't wear something that is not going to make you feel confident, that doesn't achieve the goal of why you're actually doing that activity. So if it's this shirt I have on today, I have to look good in it and feel confident in it. I can't sacrifice that just because it has a technological advantage. Go over that. So that's the current state of the market is telling me what I just did, not what it means. So I took 5,000 steps today. I got this many fuel points. I ran around this much. That's just a result. There's not much you can do with it. It's not very actionable. Technology is coming first before form and function. So if it's something clunky on your wrist, or if it is a shirt that's very tight and uncomfortable, or something like a Google Glasses that's not kind of akin to the style of the day, we're sacrificing our fashion and the activity at hand just to get the technology to work, and that's going to have to flip around. And the last piece is, so this is kind of a timeline of where the wearable space has been, kind of up to present day. There is some smart textiles in there, and that's what we'll get to next. But the main takeaway from this is that the space hasn't really evolved this whole time, right? So you have the exact same technology giving you basically the same information in different form factors. Everything up here is a pedometer or an accelerometer, just in a different form factor. Whether it's the Samsung and Apple Watches, down to a Fitbit, to all the way back, they all do the same thing, and they're just trying to give you slightly different answers. So it's amazing that the space for all the demand hasn't really evolved. The one exception there is what we have for Google Glass, and that's faced its own challenges from the fashion perspective, that people did not want to wear something that made you look kind of out of place. So where are we going next? We have this clear demand from the market that people want to know information from their day to help them make better nutrition decisions, better fitness decisions, better parenting decisions. There's a whole host of devices out there. And the question is now how can it be better simulated to what we do on a daily basis? So one thing we all wear every day is clothing. And that's where we really see the space heading. We'll take you through what we do at Athos. There's companies like Ohm Signal and Hexoskin that do more heart rate breathing. But how can we take what we wear every day and provide the information we need that's relevant at the moment? So this was actually taken out of an Under Armour commercial. This isn't a real product. But through this commercial, the lady running the apparel changes based on the temperature outside, based on her heart rate, can get all the information she needs, can interact with the clothing. This is where the space is rapidly heading. So what has to change, like we said before? So the biggest thing that has to change is it has to fit into our daily lives. So this is apparel that we make at Athos. And what we do is make compression apparel similar to an Under Armour or a Lululemon, except there are little sensors that are built into the clothing. You don't have to move them around. You don't have to pre-wet them. You don't have to mess with them. You just put on the gear and go to work. But these sensors fall on the right muscles that we need them to, and they can read your muscle effort and activity because it can read the electrical signal your muscle produces. So compression gear is the standard. It's what we already wear when we work out. We can make it fashionable, and we can make it comfortable. There are baby sensors that are built into the clothes, and it doesn't change your behavior. That's the main tactic. It cannot change your behavior. It's just regular gear you would go to work. So we really focused on how do we make it fashionable and functional first, and then move backwards. So this example of what the app does, we'll take that through in a little bit. But where we're going with the space is now that we have apparel that can go through a washing machine, that you can throw in your gym bag, that is sweat wicking and is breathable, can do all the functions you need to perform your activity in the fitness space. The question becomes, why do I want to wear this? Is it even worth it? What is the answers that it's giving me? So instead of just giving you a number, it has to give you context. It has to give you, again, what past action did, how it informs your next decision. So this is an example of, actually this is a first round NFL draft pick, training in our gear, getting ready for the NFL Combine. And as he's doing this leg press, his coach can see which muscles he's actually using in real time. So the app will light up and it will actually show you from 0 to 100% how hard he's using each muscle. Is he using each muscle evenly? Is he using the correct muscle for that exercise? Is he getting stronger? Is he getting more explosive? And he can take all this information in real time and make coaching decisions with it. So he does the athlete does a leg press, the coach can automatically make inferences. Our software now is for people like all of us who just go to the gym and want to get the best workout. It can actually coach you through your workout in a similar manner that a coach would. So once you have that combination of answers that provide value that you don't have to interpret and clothing that you're proud to wear and happy to wear and comfortable to wear, we feel like that it's going to start penetrating the rest of the market. So why the fitness space is this tipping point? There's a lot of reasons why if you look across the wearable space and smart textiles, everyone starts in fitness. You don't need FDA approval is one for the most part. But the other big thing is that you have tangible goals that you already aiming to hit. You have a routine that you're in. You have a specific goal in mind, and there's a right and wrong way to do things. So if I go for a run, I'm trying to get my time down. I'm trying to get my heart rate in a certain zone. I'm also trying to run properly and become more efficient. So we can actually coach you on your stride and see if you're using both sides evenly, making sure you're using the right muscles during that run, and see how you're becoming more efficient and actually give you coaching advice. That means I'm going to want to wear the clothes. And that's, as I keep going back to, that's first and foremost when you give people a reason to do that. And then while I'm wearing those clothes, I need to feel badass while I'm wearing it. When I used to play in college or a little bit after, we had a saying, look good, feel good, play well. And when we're in the space at Athos, that is one of the founding principles of the company. When we work with our designers, when we work with our manufacturers, we say that all the time. It's up on a wall in the office. And when we work across the space, we don't think that's paid attention to enough. It's that we have this cool thing, we have this great technology, everyone's going to use it. The biggest, I think, area that the wearable space has to overcome is nobody cares about us. Nobody cares about our brand. Nobody cares what we can do. They care about themselves. People care about themselves. So you have to identify with them and make them feel confident with your clothing. The other big area that this space has to, I think, come to grips with and what smart textiles can do is form habit loops in the user's mind. So again, when I go for a run or I lift a weight, and this smart textile can tell me this is a result and this is what you do next, it keeps me ingrained in the behavior. We use the example all the time, as strange as it sounds, it's like brushing your teeth. When you brush your teeth and it feels all minty and clean and bubbly afterwards, that's not a medical benefit, that's not a chemical reaction, that's a coincidence, that's a marketing tactic that's there on purpose that tells your brain, good job, come back tomorrow. And smart textiles have that exact same ability to drive that behavior because it's what you're already wearing, and the answers need to be able to provide that. So I'm going to get to a real-world example to try to tie this all together. So this is a series of squats that we had 2 NFL Pro Bowlers use at a facility we work with down in Los Angeles. And as you see up here, player B did 30, player A did 54, almost twice as much. The interesting thing about this is that the player that did less, 30, was about half the weight of the other player. One was a free safety, the other was a linebacker. So one weighed almost 300 pounds, one weighed about 175 pounds. So you would think that the lighter guy would be able to do a lot more body weight squats in the same amount of time. All these bars and graphs right there shows his muscle effort, how hard each muscle worked during that exercise. And you can see that the player that did least squats didn't use his glutes nearly enough. It's way too low. And he used his left side a lot more. So if you're just looking at someone with your mind's eye, you're not going to be able to tell that they're a little bit off balance or that they're not using the right muscles to generate the right power. So with that, we can see specific to the individual what he has to work on, what he has to change, and we can make corrective actions. In the past, they would just be like, oh, just go work on your squats, put more weight on the bar, what have you. Now we can say, okay, we need to do glute-specific exercises, balance-specific exercises, and get better a lot quickly. Smart Textiles has the ability to make individual coaching, individual recommendation for everybody. And that is a huge advancement in the space, and only textiles can do that because it's touching your whole body. So we can put sensors all over, we can do a lot of interesting combinations with things, with heart rate, with accelerometers, with electromyography like we do with muscle effort, and really tie this picture of the human body together. So you need clothing to be able to do that, and the space is rapidly getting there. So you need real-time feedback, and you need to paint context. So it's an example of our app from about a month ago. It's been updated since then. But now you can do this is a bench press. You can do a bench press, see how well you did out of 10, see what you did well and not, and then see, oh, I didn't use my pec on that bench like I was supposed to. I didn't use it enough. I was a little bit off balance, so I know to lean back to more the right side. And this says I use my triceps a little bit too much. So that would tell the user, a notification will come up, move your hands out wider, and you can use your pecs more for that bench press. We can give a corrective action. So real-time feedback that can drive you to decision from your smart textile keeps you engaged. And then you have to be able to, again, like I said, the big takeaway is provide answers, not data. So you can get a program that's pushed. You wear the gear that's monitoring you during your entire workout. It'll tell you exactly what to do during the workout, gives you real-time feedback, tells you what you did right or wrong in the exercise to change it, and then we'll give you a new program that's adjusted the next time you work out based on how you did it on this last one, and so on and so on. So you're used to continually adapting to the information that is provided, and you rely on this app, you rely on your gear to be able to continue to get the benefit out of this. So I'm going to wrap up, and if anyone has any questions, but the last thing I just want to say is that the biggest thing that this space needs is confidence. You have to give the user confidence. Confidence that your data is reliable, which is a big problem across the space. B, that's useful and they can depend on it for answers. And C, that confidence that they feel when wearing the gear. When they look in the mirror and they're wearing your clothing, they should feel awesome. They should feel like they could go conquer the world. And in this area in the country, we're not great at that. We need to realize that we're really great at the tech part, we're not great at the fashion part, and that's what has to come on the most. So confidence tying the digital world to how you actually feel and look is going to be what I think wins the space at the end of the day. So that's it for me, and if anyone has any questions, be happy to answer them, and thanks for stopping by.
Great, we do have time for questions, if anyone has questions for Jay. I have a question.
Yeah.
How simple is to wear, like you're wearing basically electricity on your body, right?
It's a passive, so our different systems work differently. Ours is passive, so the sensors are built directly into the clothing. There's a little chip that you plug into the shirt or the shorts, whatever you're wearing, and that transmits the information via BLE to iOS device right now. So it's a passive system. When you're working out, sweating, swimming, whatever it is, it's not going to electrocute you, anything like that. So yeah, that's something we definitely thought of. Yeah, there's wash testing, there's wear testing, there's testing around electrical current and the ability to, God forbid, shock or electrocute anybody. There's industry standards for all these things. Same thing with compliance around the data we have and accuracy measures and all of that. Yeah.
Any other questions for Jay?
And is it real-time feedback or is it after the fact?
So it's both. So there's a mode where that little human body is, and I had like a video with like a pretty aggressive rap track, but I didn't think enough people here would be like weird. But it shows the muscles lighting up in real time, and they light up different colors depending on how hard that muscle's working, from 0 to 100%. So we can see what 0 to 100% is for each one of your muscles specifically. So you can take action from that. But we're also aware that it's hard to look at your phone when you work out. So a lot of gyms we work with will put it up on the TV, or if you're working out with a partner or whatever. And then after your set, you'll be able to see a summary, and you get a replay of how it actually happened. So we give you both. Yeah, no, that's a huge area where we see definitely the space heading. I think what AR can do, what VR can do is going to be really interesting for us. And also where screens are going. Just we see screens everywhere now. All these new gyms and performance centers being built, some amazing things being done with monitors directly into wall panels and drop downs and all this crazy stuff. So I think as data becomes more accessible all around us, it only behooves us at the end of the day. So working within the phone constraint is kind of tough right now. Yeah.